It has been a long time. We've been out in Colorado, skiing at that mountain right there. So the main things that I've been focusing on are habits, simply because we really don't have the ability to practice much disc golf where we're living. So I've been working on getting up earlier, preferably right around when the sun's coming up, maybe even just slightly before so I can get out for the sunrise. Because we've listened to a podcast that talks about how being out for the sunrise is really, really helpful for your brain. And I've definitely noticed big impacts in terms of how well I can sleep, which is really good. I mean, that's a huge thing for me, because I definitely struggle a lot with getting good sleep and getting enough sleep. Also, I've been since I've been getting up earlier, I've been able to get to the resort about an hour before I have to start work. And that's allowed me to do some yoga and eat breakfast and then do some stretching. I just think that has really been a crucial thing for me, simply because my job I'm a ski instructor, so I'm working directly with people and kind of talking to them the whole day. So it really is helpful to, be awake and be able to talk to them starting out right in the beginning of the day. And then also, my body just feels so much better throughout the day, because most of the time I'm not working super hard physically. I'm not doing really difficult runs, but I am standing up all day and moving around and helping people get up off the snow, and so just having my body awake is really helpful and nice. I've also been working a lot on meditation and just kind of mindfulness in general, which I think has a bit more of a direct impact to disc golf, just because it really is absolutely vital to focus in any sport. And I think disc golf, it comes down to such little moments. The amount of time that you're actually playing the sport is so small. I mean, you've got maybe 1 or 2 seconds when you're throwing, and you do that, I don't know, 100 times around. Less than that, probably. Hopefully less than that. And so I just think that there's so little time that even kind of slight mental lapses are potentially really costly. So I think having the ability to focus is something that it's going to be serving really well. And I can definitely already feel some changes just in terms of my day-to-day life. Simply being able to focus better as someone with ADHD is really nice. Even right now, I'm distracted because there are people walking behind me, but I'm able to bring my focus back to what we're doing right now, which I think a lot of the time I'm not able to do, or I haven't been able to do in the past, which, if I were trying to throw right now, obviously, it'd be tough. And then I've been working on 2 other things. So one is food, just nutrition in general, and sleeping. And I think the really neat thing for me has been how all of these different things work together. I think each and every one of those things impacts all of the other things. It's hard because that's a lot of things, at least for me, to do, as well as working full time and living life, I guess. But when I can kind of clearly see all of those different habits I've been working on kind of compounding and helping each other, which is really nice. So I guess for food specifically, I've been just trying to get more. I've been really trying to get more protein, specifically more vegetables, because I think that those are 2 things that I'm just lacking in general. And then along with that, I've been taking multivitamin, and fish oil, which I think both of those help a lot. And you've also been taking athletic greens, which not sponsored, but those like them. So I think that's been helpful. And then sleep, I had already mentioned that getting up earlier has really helped. I mean, especially for sleep, I feel like every one of those things has just changed my ability to sleep for the better. And I think that's sleep is one of the core things for just functioning.
Yeah.
So really having better sleep this year, I think, has just made everything else so much easier.
So even though we haven't been playing disc golf, trying to learn a lot of the sport learning skills that you can learn with any sport, kind of the feel and the mental side of it, which has been really helpful.
Yeah, we read a book that was called The
Inner Game of Tennis.
The Inner Game of Tennis, which is really interesting. It is just a whole different approach that I feel like we took, especially I think I took the first 2 years of us playing disc golf, which was basically I would find these little things where I'd be like, all right, well, if I just think about this, and I do this, and then I do this right after, then it works kind of well. And then I would find something else, and I'd try to add that in there. And so then eventually I would have like 10 things that I'd be trying to think of beforehand, and then I'd be probably trying to do like 5 things while I'm either like putting or throwing a backhand or a forehand. And that's just, I don't know. I just don't think that's possible to get that many things right by thinking about it. So we've been trying to change our approach. And this is definitely, like I was just saying, super useful for skiing as well. Which is more, I guess, the way that I think of it is kind of trying to just be aware and focused on what I'm trying to do, but not necessarily tell myself a specific way to do it.
Yeah, it's more like you put in what the outcome you want is and let your body do it instead of putting in the input and trying to get to the outcome.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think...
And by put in, I mean visualize.
Yeah. The way they talked about, or I don't know the author's name, but the way the author talked about it in the book is that we have thousands of little muscles, like individual fibers in all of our muscles, and it's just impossible. Like, there's no way we can think about and control each one, like with our prefrontal cortex. Like, intentionally control all the contractions of each of these individual muscles to do what we want. So, really what we're trying to do is get ourselves into the mental state where those movements are getting taken over by, not necessarily subconscious, but not by our intentional thinking processes. Below conscious, yeah. Which I think
because you're not thinking about the muscle firing.
Yeah. Which I think has been really helpful for skiing for me, and also for putting, because we've been doing a lot of putting inside, and that's just, I can see big changes. So it's March 16th when we are recording this, so it's definitely starting to be spring. We've got about a month left of work, just a little bit over, and then we're planning to head back to our family in Illinois, kind of get going with the season. Probably going to be doing a lot of field work and a lot of putting, and really trying to get those fundamentals cracking from right at the beginning. Because we did a lot, or a good chunk in the fall, but I feel like really throughout the season, when we were traveling around, we just really did not do much field work, and that is going to be what we're really trying to focus on this summer, is being more mindful, being more kind of feeling based in our technique, and really trying to get a lot more of those reps in a dissimilar environment where we're not trying to adapt for all these things, whether it's distance or kind of hitting certain gaps or shaping shots in certain ways. We're really just trying to get that basic hyzer shot down, and just basic putts. So I think that's going to be what we focus on, and then probably we'll head back out to Colorado, I don't know, a month or so later, sometime in May or and then we'll be out here just grinding, doing the same thing. Probably playing some courses. So, yeah.
Oh!
Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We'll be getting back in the season more, probably making some more videos. We'll leave you with some clips of us doing some skiing. See you guys.
See ya.